Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm here with Geraldine Ritter-Freeman. She's a Divisional Director for Discipleship Ministry of the New Testament Church of God, along with Brother Wendell Ballantyne. He's Director for Men's Ministry and the Coordinator of the upcoming convention. Welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you, Cromwell, for having us. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, indeed. We're going to have a good discussion.
Thank you, Cromwell, for having us. It's a pleasure being here.
Yes, Brother Ballantyne. Yeah, everything gonna be cool. We're gonna have you have what seems to be a really important men's convention coming up from March 28th to April 1st. Was that a three day?
5 days.
5 days. Mm-hmm. 5 day convention. I can't count.
Yeah.
Why is this important? Why you feel a need to have a convention, particularly speaking to men?
Well, again, Cromwell, I'll start the discussion, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for again having us. The convention is slated to begin at the end of the month, as you've said. It's a 5-day convention. And though the general public is invited to attend the convention, our target is the men of the community. We believe it's timely. It's the heart of the men of the men's ministry of the New Testament Church of God. This is something that they've been talking about, something that they've wanted to do for a very long time. And we're quite pleased that it's going to come to fruition. And there's a lot of planning and going on for the convention. We are bringing in a speaker from Jamaica, and we'll get more information on that. But generally, the heart of the men's ministry, as I understand it, being the divisional director, men's ministry fall under my remit. And so working closely with them, they really expressed the need to be able to reach out to men in the community, given all of the various social ills. You know them as well as I do, some of the issues that we're facing as a community. And the men really, really wanted to do something where they can reach out to the men, church and unchurched, saved and unsaved, to have them come in a setting where they will feel comfortable and they can hear the word of God and what we believe is a purpose for men at this time. So I think it's really a great initiative, one that I feel really good about in terms of the results that can come and the impact that such a convention can have on this community. And once you hear from Brother Ballantyne, you'd hear his heart and how he feels about it as the head of the men ministry and the coordinator of the convention. But the men are great. They're really inspiring, Cromwell. You and I go way back, and you know, when I get passionate about something, I'm really passionate about it. I'm really passionate about the men in our at the church and what they're doing and where their heart is. It's all about soul winning and building communities.
Okay. What are the activities planned for that 5 day, over that 5 day period?
Well, Mr. Cromwell, the convention is going to start with a unity march. Mm-hmm. First of all, the convention is the theme for the convention. It's a new season, time to rebuild. We are speaking about rebuilding families, rebuilding relationship, rebuilding our community, rebuilding marriage, rebuilding trust among men. So the march, the Saturday the 28th is when the march, the convention is going to start, mm-hmm. with a unity march. That march is going to commence from Port Purcell roundabout, mm-hmm. to the parking lot next to the old license parking lot there. We have 3 key points in which we are going to pray for along that march. We are going to pray for men, that, you know, God is going to use men to carry the message to other men. We are born leaders. God created us to be leaders within our families. One study states that if the man in the family is the first to give his life to Christ, the entire family, 93% probability that the entire family will follow. So we are born to lead. We lead our families. We're going to raise good children. We're going to, impact our community. So one of the prayer points along the march is going to be for men. Pastor Hoyt will be doing that prayer point. We are going to pray for the government and people of the British Virgin Islands. We believe in our church, we have probably 21 different countries attend our church. And our bishop says one time in a sermon that the BVI sits to the top of the Caribbean. And there are countries, people from countries around the Caribbean, around the world, living in the BVI. So the BVI is a blessing to many nations around the world. So we are to pray for the government and the people of the British Virgin Islands. That prayer point will be done by Bishop Hodge, our assistant pastor of New Testament Church. The other prayer point is going to be where we're going to pray for world peace. If we look what is going on with ISIS today, if we look what recently was going on in Nigeria, kidnapping of young girls, and in Israel, we believe that as men, offering prayer for peace is very, very, very important. That prayer point will be done by Pastor Myron Stevens. At the end of the march, we will be having praise and worship. 15 minutes praise and worship. And Pastor Mills, electrifying Pastor Mills, will be doing the sermon at the end of the march. I was at a...
And that's going to take place when the match is going to end?
At the end of the march on the Saturday, at the parking lot, old license parking lot area there.
Oh, okay. Where the license department used to be?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And we will be having men from the different men ministries within the BVI who will be there to minister one-on-one to men who will come around and want to be a part of the march.
So it's not only the New Testament Church, it's men from various churches, leaders of many churches.
Right. We have invited most of the churches in the BVI. Those who we haven't reached, this is an opportunity to get your men to join us in the march. We have also invited the predominantly men organizations within the BVI. We expect on the Sunday to have the immigration, we expect to have the police, we expect to have the customs, we expect to have fire, prison, all the predominant men organizations. We have invited the government, we have sent a letter out to the opposition. These are predominantly men organizations to join us in our convention.
Okay, so that's a Saturday. You come down from Port Purcell down to where the old licensing department was. You're going to stay there for a while. When does it start? When does the march start?
3 p.m.
3 p.m. in the afternoon.
In the afternoon.
And you're hoping to get down there, maybe
within
4 o'clock or so, within an hour. And then you'll stay there and you'll have the prayers.
Well, no.
Are you going to be praying along the way?
We will be praying along the way. There will be praise and worship along the way. Actually, we have identified somewhere in the area of Delta, and there's a little pull-off in that area. We have identified there as one of the prayer points.
Okay.
We have identified the Festival Village area as one of the prayer points. I think that's the prayer point where we'll be praying for men. And we have identified in front of the admin building where we're going to pray for the government and people of the British Virgin Islands.
Okay. And that's on the Saturday.
That's on the Saturday.
And then what happens on the Sunday?
On the Sunday, we are inviting all men who is hearing us tonight, all men, to join us at 9 a.m. New Testament Church, Barglesby, where we'll be having our service. As I said, that service will have those predominantly men organizations visiting. The invitation is open to all men to join us at our service.
Okay.
on a Sunday.
And that starts at 9 o'clock.
9 a.m.
Okay. And that's going to go on for how long?
The
The
service.
the service that's going to go on, because I noticed that you have a service at 9 a.m. and then you have another service at 6 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, so the service at 9 p.m. is your regular Sunday
Regular
service.
Sunday that goes to about 12 o'clock.
Okay, and then you go to have lunch, and then you come back
We come back at 6.
at 6.
Bishop Charles will be doing the sermon on a Sunday, 9 a.m. And our visiting pastor from Jamaica, Reverend Elmont Williams, will be preaching Monday night.
The Sunday night.
The Sunday night.
The Sunday night, the 6 o'clock, the 6
6
p.m.
o'clock
Sunday
Sunday
night.
night.
service. Yes.
And the Monday night.
And the Monday
And the
night,
Monday night.
yes.
Okay, and then that's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then what else we have?
On Tuesday night, Bishop Hodge will be preaching on Tuesday night.
Okay.
And Bishop Charles will close the convention on Wednesday night, preaching. Virgin God Church, New Testament Church, will be doing the praise and worship on the Wednesday night.
Okay.
And on the night as well, we have testimonies from men who God has touched, who God has changed their lives, from other denominations as well, not only New Testament Church, but other denominations.
Okay. And what results you're hoping to have from the convention? Because it seems as though at first I thought it was a regular conference, like how we have conferences and Geraldine had to remind me that it wasn't that kind of conference where you talk about various things. You have little workshops and you divide up in groups and you bring information and so on. But you're going to be bringing information, general information throughout the congregation of men in particular. Well, you talk about men. Let me ask you right now quickly, can women come?
Of course. and we have been promoting that we need the wives
to come with the men.
to come with their husbands. Invite your husband. Come with your husband. Mothers, invite your children. Come with your children.
You want the family to come?
We want the family. If God saved the man, the entire family will follow.
Okay. So what you going to tell these men? What are the preachers going to tell these men regarding building a stronger church, a stronger family, and a stronger community? What can we expect to hear?
Well, I think the basis, again, we really want to put that call out for people to come and hear for themselves what the pastors will be saying. We don't have any insight into the specific messages that will be delivered, but we know the men of God, and we know that they are able and capable, and we know that they love the Lord, and we know that they have a heart for men. And so we believe that they're going to come with something very special and engaging for the men. And even though men, women, and children are invited, the message, I believe, will be specific to the men and their role in the community, in our churches and families, etc. Pastor Elmont Williams, who is also academic dean at the Bethel Bible College in Jamaica, one of his focus is on the family. He's done a lot of research into the family and so forth. He's done a lot of ministry work with family and counseling and that sort of thing. And so we believe he has some insight into what has gone wrong in our communities and how we can begin to rebuild back our communities. We really want to say to men that it's a new season. We want to say to men that now is the time to come together and to take lead. Whether it's in the family or in the church. And so I believe the messages are going to be inspirational, but I think one of the highlights, as Brother Ballantyne mentioned, would be the testimonies of men that has already transformed their lives at various stages in their lives. Men could have been last year, last week, 10 years ago, but everyone has a story to tell, Cromwell. We all have a story to tell, and these men have powerful testimonies. Men who have we have known a lot of men that came out to conferences in the past who gave their life to the Lord at that conference, and they're still serving in ministry very strong and reaching out to other men, and they're winning souls and they're winning their families. And these men are going to stand up and say, hey, I once was out there, been there, done that, and here's how I changed my life. Here's what God has done for me. I believe that would be the underlying message that will be given by the various leaders and pastors that will be coming out and taking part in this convention. But I really think that hearing from the men who we normally don't hear from, because they normally on the sidelines, you know, and these men are going to come out. They're going to come out and going to say, listen, this is what God has done for me. And I think it's really going to be inspirational for anyone who would take the time to come on any of those nights or all of the nights.
Okay. Brother Valentine, as a man, what you have children?
Yes.
You're married. You have
married.
Have children. You have a son. Okay. As a man of God, how you think men should behave? What you'd like to see us do in our community to build stronger families and stronger community? Because many of us, we are in our little silos, in our little houses, and we have our own families, or we doing our own thing. We don't join together. We hardly talk to each other. I might have something bothering me, and I wouldn't bother to come and say, well, Brother Valentine, Valentine, I have this problem, what do you think? We keep all these things to ourselves. We don't communicate regularly. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I mean, is that something that you find as well? And how do we get together as brothers, really, and solve some of these issues that we have identified?
I believe first and foremost, what we as men need to do and acknowledge that there is a God. And with God on our side, all things is going to be possible. And men are to help men become godly, to help men to be biblical men of integrity, men of purpose. So it is important that we as men, first and foremost, accept God in our lives and have Him lead us to lead our families.
So if I come to you, you should be saying to me, then Adrianka, there's some relationship first you need to be strengthening with God.
Yes.
A lot of your problems stem from the fact that you have not made that commitment, or you have not strengthened or developed that relationship and strengthened that relationship with God. And once you've done that, you will see how easy it is.
Because the Bible said, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all things, every other thing will be added to you. So if you as the father in the house decide to seek God, do not focus on the problem, do not focus on the situation, but focus on God. Once you focus on God, He's going to deal with those problems. Once you commit yourself to Him, whatever situation you lead.
So the commitment will help you to just automatically do the right thing, and by virtue of you doing the right thing, that would be an example that all around you would recognize and would want to emulate.
Exactly.
Because it'd be something good, and you think that we could succeed? You could succeed to get that message across to the men that's going to come to the convention? Because a lot of times I find that we are preaching to the converted. That you have a convention, and who's going to come to this convention are going to be men who already have built relationship with God, or in the process of building a relationship with God, and perhaps on the right path, and who already have stable families, and who already taking leadership roles in their home and have the respect and love and admiration of their families. And the real men, the men who really need the help, don't show up.
And that is why we are doing program like yours, so that we can reach the wider community. So that the unsaved men that is out there, that is viewing this program, know that there is something that is going to happen in the BVI from the 28th of March to the 1st of April. And the place that they need to be, put down the pool sticks when the night come. Avoid going to the bars when the nights come. From the 28th to the 1st. Come to New Testament Church.
And after.
And after. Yeah. Absolutely. And after.
Once you come and you hear the message, you make that decision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we definitely, we are passionate about this convention, Mr. Smith, that we need to reach the lost. We need to reach men who can make the difference in our communities.
And just to add, the mission of our church is to evangelize and win the lost. But that's not just the mission. The mission also goes on to say to equip the believer and to elevate us into our full potential in God. So whilst we are here advocating for the wider community to come out and join us, it's also an opportunity for us as Christians to be developed and equipped and to learn, to continue on the path of which we've started as well. Because as you know, Kwame, this is a journey.
Yes, and to set the example.
And to set an example.
Let your light shine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We follow it here in the class.
Sure.
But let's go over again the events. The convention is coming up. It starts on March the 28th, which is a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah, and go ahead, Geraldine,
Right.
Brother Valentine.
The Saturday, it's where we have the Unity March, and I said we'll leave in Port Post around about at 3 p.m.
Going down to the old license
parking lot, and there's 3 prayer points. We're going to pray for the government and people of the BVI. We're going to pray for men, and we're going to pray for world peace.
And we want men to join in the march as well, to come and be a part of the march.
And the wives to come and support
bring the
us.
family.
The mothers to come and support us. Bring the entire family to come and support in the march.
Okay.
And the
Sunday
morning 9 a.m.
o'clock.
service, we expect to have all the predominantly men organization within the BVI, as I said, the police, the customs, immigration, etc. Bishop Charles is going to do that sermon on Sunday morning. Our visiting pastor, Reverend Elmont Williams, preaches on Sunday night and on
6 p.m.
6 p.m. And on Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Bishop Hodge, son of the soil, he will preach on Tuesday night.
And that's Bishop Kenneth Hodge.
That's Bishop Kenneth Hodge. And Bishop Charles will close the convention on the Wednesday night, where he will preach the sermon.
And certainly you are invited as well, Cromwell, to come and join us as well.
I know I always have an extended invitation, so I wasn't worrying about that. Yeah, I don't have to be invited.
Excellent.
Yeah, I know that I am welcome. Yeah. Well, it was great talking to you, and I'm feeling that it's going to really be a successful endeavor, and I'm hoping that you get more men that really needs to hear the message than those who are already in the message, because that is really the challenge I think that we are facing, and Godspeed with it, and I hope that the convention is not the end but the beginning of what's to come, because this and Geraldine and I, we, as she said, go back a long way, so we are always talking about these things as processes. There's like not a one-time thing. You don't just start and say men come and then you forget, and then then things just go by the wayside. It's processes that have to continue all the time, and then until you institutionalize it, where men automatically come. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
And just to say, we have a vibrant men ministry at the New Testament Church of God. What are the numbers? We have up to
20-something men.
Yeah, we have 20 plus men that meet regularly and are engaged, and we believe that these men will do their face-to-face and invite their co-workers and so forth, and to bring them. And I also wanted to mention the perception sometimes we have about these conventions that only the saved come out, but a lot of the times when we hear the testimonies, which you'll hear, there are men that come. Sometimes they peek in, they hear a word, whatever it is,
and they come in.
They're the ones they get converted, and so we're looking forward to that type of experience again happening at the convention.
The men of New Testament, we are excited. We are excited about the convention. We are asking all the mothers, all the wives, please bring out your husband, bring out your son, bring out your grandson, bring them out to the convention where there will be a powerful move of God.
Yes. Sister Geraldine, Brother Valentine, thanks for being on Spotlight. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you for having us, and we hope to be back soon.
Thank you.
Just give me a call. What did it take? A call, right?
Just a phone call.
Just a phone call, right.
Thanks.
Cool. We're going to take a break for a word from our sponsors. When we come back, we're going to come back with Ms. Laura Lee Mercer. She's a Business Development Officer at Trade Department. Ms. Ariana Forbes, she's the owner of Limitless Fitness. And we're going to be talking about the upcoming BVI trade show, trade expo that's going to be held, I think, this weekend, the 21st and 22nd of March in the Multipurpose Sports Complex, and all the businesses that's going to be there, and how we need to make sure that we continue to do business in our community, because as we now have to agree that the community in which you spend your money becomes richer and richer, and the community out of which you take your money becomes poorer and more poorer. And if we want our community to continue to grow and develop and be economically viable, sustainable, and growing, we need to make sure that we start spending our money in our community. And so we need to know all the opportunities and the services and the goods and the and the businesses that are in our community that we can support and that need to be supported. So we'll be right back after these words of our sponsors. Don't go away.
Spotlight is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands and CCT Global Communications.